What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shuggy from Shook Earth Media, and today we are looking at the penultimate episode of Season 2 of The Witcher, episode 207. I really like to use the word penultimate, you guys already know that. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. So, it's a very exciting episode. I'm liking how it's turning out. I'm really excited to see the finale next video. But, we pick up right where we left off at the end of the previous episode. We are back at this temple, and Geralt's, of course, frustrated that he lost Siri and Yennefer, and, of course, he's thinking the worst of Yennefer. The priestess lady says we always assume the worst because we're afraid to hope, and I like that line, and this is a good scene here. And then Siri and Yennefer here have been teleported to this house where apparently Siri was staying at one point. She felt safe here. And Yennefer asks her, have you been here before? Now, to me, that confirms that you can portal into places you haven't been. But she did choose this place. So, again, a couple of questions in the last episode with the not being able to teleport behind the door. But, let's move on. So, yeah, I like this little element here, and then she finds the bodies of the people that were here, and she says, like, how did the burning guy, the burning wizard, was here? How did he know about that? How did he know about it? And I like that it's being addressed, that he knows things that he shouldn't be able to know. So all that, I'm glad that it's being addressed. So maybe that all that stuff last week I was saying about how does he know all this, I still have some of those questions I think do still apply, because if he does have all this knowledge, again, why didn't he go to Kaer earlier? So it's all well and good, but but yeah, it is. I'm glad it's being addressed. So, but again, going back to that first scene there, somebody, I forget who said it earlier this season, but it was said that portals can be tracked. Now, I don't know if they can only be tracked by the Brotherhood or certain individuals, but that priestess lady in the beginning, she was able to open the portal for Geralt, so she she can't do the tracking. Who can do the who can track portals? Why couldn't he track where that portal went? I just don't know the rules, so I don't know if this has been addressed. I don't think it's been addressed in the show. I will say maybe it's been addressed in the novels and games and such, but I don't know. I just don't know. So so I like this opening scene here. We get it revealed. This guy here. So this guy here is hooking up with Tasaya, and I like this opening scene. And I should have seen this coming. So they had hints of this earlier, but it's subtle enough I didn't pick up on it. So I like this confirmation that they are in a relationship and all that. And he kind of convinces her to tell him about Siri and Triss's secret and stuff. And I like this scene. It's good. So I like that dynamic. We're back here at Nilfgaard now, and at Nilfgaard we're having disagreements about the elves. The elves are not showing up to fight, so there seems to be a bit of an issue, and it turns out this guy seems like he was kind of right about stuff, that after seeing the baby be born, the elves are kind of losing their will to fight for Nilfgaard, and they want to go off on their own. So all of that tracks to me, and it seemed to me like a very plausible theory. And we have a girl who was I forget exactly what she was doing. She was trying to escape or something. She claimed she was just looking for some food to eat, but they decide to punish her by hanging her and all of that. And Dara sees that, and yeah, so they kill the criminals, and it's some medieval stuff. They're just enforcing their rules. And Dara sees this happen, and he feels a little slighted by that. Later in the episode, he decides to not be the spy anymore. Now, again, here's another situation where they asked Dara to do this thing. They let him out of prison so that he can be a spy for them. But there's no repercussions for him not being a spy anymore. So why did he even? They let him out of prison. Why did he give them any secrets at all ever? Why? What did they have over him? To me, it's like you don't let somebody out of jail and then just give them their freedom and tell them to do something for you unless you have some leverage, whether it be a family member that they are worried about, getting killed or something, or if you have assassins that you're going to send after them. So the fact that they just let him, do whatever, he just decides, hey, I'm done. Tell Dijkstra I'm done being a spy, and they just let him do that. Again, I just don't, it just doesn't really track to me. So I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know what you guys think. Now, this scene here, Jaskier this season, awesome. Loving this character. It's a funny scene. He's singing. He's treating the rats like they're his backup singers. It's funny. It's a great scene. And then Geralt comes in, and there's a guard here, and Geralt's chokes the guard out, and he's gonna let Jaskier out because he learned last episode that Jaskier knows something about the Burning Man. We're gonna call him Burning Man, who let him who's looking for him. So he wants to find Jaskier to learn about that situation. So I enjoy this, and then I love the part where Jaskier is talking to him like he's a guard, and then he looks him in the eye, and then he's just instantly like, "Oh, Geralt, this guy's comic timing, absolutely excellent." So the comic relief aspect of his character really working in this episode, and in all the episodes he's been in so far. I'm really enjoying the Jaskier character. He's still Dandelion to me, but we will call him Jaskier out of respect, okay? But so now we're with Yennefer and Siri, and I do enjoy these scenes between them. Of course, Yennefer is revealing that she was in love with Geralt and all that, and there's a decent amount of subtext here because of course she's feeling like she's betraying him and all that at this point because she is objectively. So yeah, I like all that, and here we're with the baby and all that, and Dara's here, and this is leading into his decision to leave the spy business. And we have Frangilla coming in here. She's trying, this is her last strive to make things work, and she's trying to enforce, hey, you guys have to get your soldiers back on our side. Our agreement was a thing, and they discuss the temple or the cabin lady that they both made a deal with this cabin lady who we learn about at the end, the Deathless Mother. We learn about her, and I'm very glad that we get some concrete answers in this episode. So the Deathless Mother gave them this deal, and the deal was she would be in Ymir's favor. She would be with child, and for Yennefer, she would get her powers back if they do what she wants, basically. But it kind of turns out in this episode that none of that happens. So, they thought they made this deal, and then none of it ends up working out. So, yeah, I really like that dynamic. I love this idea of this devil trapped in a cabin and, just influencing them like the devil in the shoulder. I really like that idea, and they did a great job with it. And we'll get back to some of that later. And then we get this political intrigue aspect where Dijkstra comes back into the fold with the Brotherhood, and these scenes are just tying in the whole big continent and all of the different conflict between the different nations and stuff. And I'm just really liking, we got Sigismund here in the background. I'm really liking these scenes. They're turning out to be some of my favorite scenes. So the political intrigue and stuff going on, it's really working. This scene, I'm not really sure what's happening here. So again, I don't really know what this guy's motivation is, other than he really wants to see the guy who hired him to find Siri. That's like his main thing. So, and then he gives her the elder's blood, and then she just like, I'm whipping it, bro, and then she like presumably dies. I don't really understand what's happening there. So yeah, I don't know. Is she just dying? And then we don't see this again in the whole episode, so I don't really know what's happening here. But yeah, and then we get a bath scene with Yaskier and Geralt, and they're talking about uh, he's learning that Yennefer has lost her magic, and he's starting to piece things together, understand what's going on, and then it's interrupted by an axe that's thrown from above, and I really like we're meeting Yarpin here, who is in uh the second game. He's a big character in that. He's worked for Saskia, I believe. But I really like the dwarves in this, and their introduction is really cool, and I'm loving it. And he hires them to help him on his journey here, and I really like what's going on here. So yeah, I like this introduction, bringing the dwarves in. I'm just like, where's Zoltan, man? I need my Zoltan, bro. Zoltan and Dandelion need to be best friends forever. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it. So I like this introduction here. He gets a new horse, and we get Zoltan. No, well, not Zoltan. We get Yarpin and all that, and I really like that. So hopefully they stick around for a while, because I like those characters. And then we're at this bridge, right? And it's magic lesson number 2 time. And Ciri's trying to lift this bridge up. And I'm like, bruh, even if that fucking bridge is like up in the air, I wouldn't take a horse across that. It looks a little flimsy, bruh. Even if you fucking bring it up, and even if it was in good condition, like, I don't know about bringing the horse across that. But she, like, her eyes bleed, and then she's like, "Mah, fuck, mah." And again, we talked about the swearing at this point, but it's like everybody's always screaming fuck, and everybody's screaming all the time. It's getting to be a bit much for me, but it's all good. And then she appears on the other side, so she has really powerful magic, but she can't control it yet. It's important dynamic, I think, because if she was this powerful at all times and could control it, then she's just kind of a character that could just do anything and everything at all times. So it's really important not to. She's really powerful, but she can't control it yet. So that's good. Um, and then we got this scene with Triss and Tisaya, and then Tisaya's like, "I didn't tell anybody about it." And then this guy comes in and he's like, "You have to tell me." He kind of reveals that she lied. And Triss is not about it, man. Triss is like, "Bruh, you betrayed me, bruh." And then, we got that whole and then they end up arguing, and this guy feels like he's not an equal partner in the relationship. And yeah, I like this conflict here, this argument. It's cool. And then we got Frangilla coming in, and apparently she's this guy's niece, and she's saying, "Hey," she's putting an iron in the fire, because she's like, "Hey, I might be on my way out with Nilfgaard. I just want to know, like, can I come back, bro? Can you help me out, dude?" And so she's plotting things here, and she you know so I like this dynamic here too. And this again, we've already talked about how I feel about this. I'm still a little. I don't know who the owl is. I'd like to know. But yeah, so he's giving up the spy business, but there's no repercussions for him doing that. So I don't know why he was doing it in the first place. Why is he spying for them in the first place if there's no consequences if he doesn't? You know what I mean? So I don't know. And then we get this scene here, and this is an interesting scene. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but so she has this nightshade poison that she puts in the mead, and then everybody's frozen still. And she murders everybody except for this guy here. the emperor's most trusted commander or something, is what she said. And this is like her last ditch effort to try to regain power. She's like, okay, I'm on my way out. Nobody trusts me anymore. And then she kills everybody rather brutally, dude. She's kind of like fucked up, and she gives a little her psychology of why she, was with Nilfgaard in the first place, because she was passed up for some kind of position by Yennefer. Yennefer was given some kind of power that she wanted, and she felt slighted, and so that's why she, defected to Nilfgaard and all that. So that was good to know. Gross. But but yeah, so she kills everybody except for the one. And my only thing with this is like it's a great scene, and I like the whole. It does make her look weak to me though. Like, I'm not gonna, if you get everybody to stand still, it makes you look evil and brutal, but it makes you look weak as well, because it's not like you want to fight. It's not like she's using some powerful magic to kill everybody. Um, but yeah, she's basically trying to intimidate this guy. But my thing is like, why didn't she just poison everybody? But then this guy says, or she says to this guy, like, you have to tell the emperor that I was justified in it. She's threatening him and also trying to still, save her position, right? So she's trying to save her position in Nilfgaard while eliminating everybody who doesn't trust her, and you basically blackmailing this last guy into doing her bidding. So I do like the idea there, and her plotting. It does make a bit of sense, but the thing is, like, she's not a fighter. So all these bodies, these people are all stabbed, and he's stabbed in the eye. One guy's stabbed in the back. The lady stabbed in the back as well. My thing is, is it gonna look like a mage killed all these people? It's just gonna look like, I don't know. To me, like, shouldn't she have made it look more like a regular fight? Like, wouldn't she be using magic to take them out if she was justified in her actions? But maybe it's like she found out about them betraying them, and then she decided to kill them this way. I don't know. That's just one thing I was on my mind, but I kind of take it back now. But I do like the scene. It's very dramatic. And we got Dijkstra here talking to the king of Redania, and they're talking about their plans to destabilize the continent and how Dara is no longer their spy and all of that. And I really like that dynamic there. But yeah, I feel like that scene didn't necessarily give us anything we didn't know already. But it was cool. I do like seeing the plotting and the political intrigue and stuff. That's like really appealing to me at this point. But yeah, again, we got some nice, sense of humor, comic relief stuff going on where, Skier is, making fun of Geralt. And Geralt finally apologizes to him. That's one thing I noticed is, like, everybody's saying sorry all the time. It feels a little bit unrealistic. I've talked about how, he apologized about Eskel to Vesemir, and I was like, that's not really what men do, but again, this apology actually does make sense given the whole abandoning him on the roof or in the mountaintop thing. But seriously, every episode somebody's apologizing at least once per episode. It's a bit much. I don't know. It's a bit much. But so we got, finally arriving back at Sintra. Nilfgaard's taking it over. And we got, we're at the ravine where the monolith used to be, and all of that. And this part of the episode, this should be the big, like, climax, but it just feels so rushed, the execution of this. We have this, like, weird, like, vignette effect. Honestly, like, real shit, I can do this in After Effects. So I'm not, like, very impressed by the filmmaking technique here. Like, I can do this effects. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just felt a little sloppy. And this is how, Yennefer's secret that she's bringing Siri here for her own benefit is fully revealed. And, I like that, but it just felt rushed, It just felt like something should have happened to reveal that, other than that weird mind meld thing that happened. I don't even know why that happened. Was it the Deathless Mother thing? Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I like the Deathless Mother reveal. I forgot to mention that in the bathing scene with Yaskier talking about that. I really like that whole idea with the demon and everything. But yeah, I don't know. The execution of that just didn't really work for me. And then she gets upset and she rips a ravine into the thing. And these soldiers are just like poised to go and they find them immediately. That's one thing is like they had horses, right? So these guys, they go all the way from the fortress to where they are, like instantly, and they don't think to get on the horses and go? Like, what am I missing? uh, I don't know. Why were they able to just instantly catch up with them? I don't know. But yeah, and then we got a little scuffle here. My thing is like, do they know? They don't know who Siri is, right? Wouldn't they just? I don't know. Maybe they want to kidnap her to find out more. But like, why don't they just straight up attack her? I don't know. They give them opportunities to attack. She's attacking them with a stick, which just it looks laughable to me. And then, of course, Geralt shows up right then. And I don't know, I kind of rolled my eyes when the Deus Ex Machina stuff happens a little bit. Like, I want to be into this scene. I want to love the dwarves jumping in the fight. Because I do like it, and I don't know. I just don't. It's just very convenient. Like, how did they catch up to them? How did they even know where they were? And they had a huge head start. How did they catch up? Am I missing something? I don't know, man. I didn't really like that they just kind of showed up. But I do like this standoff here, and Yaskier is there, which is cool. And then they split up, and the dwarves and Yaskier are going to Kaer Morhen, and then these two are left on their own. And I do like this part where Yaskier is like introducing himself in this dramatic moment, like, "Oh, you must be the surprised child I heard so much about," and then she just walks right past, and then he's like father, like daughter. I love that line. But yeah, so I don't know. Deus Ex Machina, it didn't work for me. I wanna be into it though. That's why I'm saying like we're seriously like 10 minutes away from the end of the episode, and so much stuff just is crammed into like 4 minutes. So it just felt like this end was really rushed. I don't know. Am I the only one who felt like that? It really felt like it was just expedited. And then she has a dream that the baby gets murdered, and then it turns out the baby did get murdered, and that between the lady or Frangilla murdering all the Nilfgaardian people, the baby getting murdered, and Yennefer and the whole Yennefer thing, that apparently is enough to release her from her prison. Now this, I'm not really sure why that does that, but they kind of just say, she's had her fill of suffering, but so yeah, I don't know about that bit. I guess it's necessary. I just wish we would have known that might happen earlier, because it does feel kind of like, oh, they needed her to release, so they just gave a kind of reason. But the cabin sprouts legs here, and I'm just thinking of Monster House. I don't know. Did anybody else think it was kind of funny? It's just kind of funny. So I don't even know why it had to sprout legs, because she busts through it right after. So I don't even know why that was a thing. It was just kind of funny to me. But yeah, so that's the thing. The demon lady is out, and I realized watching this that the Deathless Mother is the demon that was being referred to when we had Siri talking to Vesemir about the first Witcher, and I like that connection. So they do a lot to set things up earlier, and it's like subtle things you can only really know on rewatch. So I like that bit. And then Siri and them are riding, and then it's like this cliffhanger where she's got the glowing eyes going on. I don't know. Does that mean the demon took her over? I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that's what it means, and we will find out in the finale. Yeah, Volith Mir is the name of the Deathless Mother. I'm glad it's right there because I didn't remember how to say that. So yeah, that's the end of the episode. So yeah, overall, I like this episode. I did have that issue where the climax felt a little rushed to me, and the Deus Ex Machina very convenient. But the political intrigue, and I like the idea of the demon lady, and we got Yaskir again. So there's a lot to like in this episode, and overall, I'm very happy with season 2 overall. And I said overall twice, and that's okay. But we got one more episode this season, so we'll be back again tomorrow with that final review. And I'm excited to see it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hit me with the like if you like this video, sub for more videos, and we will be back again soon. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.